Here is Elvis.
Hello there. Are you ready for Elvis fun?
This is Elvis, the ultimate fan channel, the global Elvis community fan channel.
You know, I can't really argue with her because she is actually right. Hello, welcome once again to Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel. Thank you very, very much if you're joining me live. I do appreciate it, as always, and I appreciate it as well for everybody that can't watch live but watches on catch-up, because that's very important as well. Because what are we trying to do? We are trying to have Elvis fun, and we are trying to promote and cherish and preserve Elvis's career, legacy and memory. First off, before I go any further, I want to say our hearts go out to anybody in the US who is in the paths of those awful tornadoes. I've been sort of following it on the news. It has made news over here because it is such a catastrophic event. And as I say, we are thinking of you. We really are thinking of you over here, and we're sorry for all the loss of life and catastrophe and people's losing their homes and livelihoods and everything like that. So I wanted to say that right off the bat before I went any further. We are thinking of you. Also, as you can see on the screen, happy St. Patrick's Day. Actually, it's tomorrow, March the 17th, but I wanted to wish you everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day today. I've got a long weekend. I don't have to work tomorrow. Well, I don't have to work my normal work. I'll probably be doing something tomorrow. But yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. What have we got? Well, we've got the topic, which is the Lost 66 tape. Lost in inverted commas, because, yeah. Is it lost? Will it ever be found? You know, was it ever found in the first place? This day in Elvis history, of course, big day in Elvis history, interesting day in Elvis history. Underrated Elvis songs, we're doing that as well. A song I wish Elvis had recorded. Viewers send in their ideas and thoughts and songs for which one they wish Elvis had recorded that he didn't record, unfortunately. Same as the underrated song as well. An Elvis song that they always think is underrated. You never hear it on the radio, or you never hear it played, or people just pass it off as just it's just one of those songs. Underrated. A lot of them are underrated. Caption this photo. Of course, we always have a lot of fun with the Caption this photo. And smoking hot photo, or what's been known now as the swooner.
Oh, he's so hot.
You can, of course, call me on WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. And also you can get into the queue. You can actually join the queue now, actually, on Discord. If you're not using our Discord page yet, well, there's an invite for you down below. I've put it in the comment section, so you can click on that and accept your invite for Discord. If there's anything you want to talk to me about regarding Elvis, and you might want to talk to me about the lost tape after I've spoken to you about it. Thanks to everybody who's sent me nice messages and support and so forth, and emails and messages and so forth. I get a few every week, and I look forward to getting them and reading them and everything. And of course, you can buy me a coffee to show your appreciation if you wish, by using the link below or scanning the QR code. Okay, get that out the way. Yeah, so let's kick this thing off.
Hidden Elvis. Clue number 1.
Now, Hidden Elvis is something I hadn't mentioned in the rundown, but as a lot of you know now, and this is something I thought of a few weeks ago, is 4 clues throughout the show, and you make a note of those clues, and then at the end or near the end of the show, I ask you to give me what you think the hidden Elvis is in the live chat. It can be a movie, it can be a place, it can be an Elvis co-star. Beanie, hello Doreen, thank you very, very much for your super chat. You should have said something to me as well, and I could have read it out, but very, 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 very kind of you, very generous of you to give me a super chat. Thanks, Doreen. And then you put the 4 clues together and we see what the hidden Elvis is. And the clue number 1 is love. Okay, now obviously don't answer yet. You might know what it is already, although I wouldn't imagine that anybody could get what it is from just that. But it's love. That is the first hidden Elvis clue. I see that Dave and Chris are in the chat. They're my moderators. They look after things for me. If anybody, you know, how you get bots and things coming in and being silly and things like that, they normally clear them out for me. But they also help me on the Fan of the Month quiz, because everything is going so fast and I'm trying to do a few things here at once that I sometimes miss who the first one was to get the answers correct. So they normally help me. And Chris says, no worries, Steve. Thanks, Chris. Hope you're well. Right, now, what colour will I go for? Will I go for green, blue, red, or black? What do you think? Let's have a look on the comments. Black for the black Spanish flower. Green, 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 blue, blue, blue. I'll tell you what, let's have green, and I'll tell you the reason why is because we haven't actually had green for a while, actually. Paul says green as well, and a lot of people are saying green, so there you are. Yeah, of course, green for St. Patrick. How could we even miss that? How could I even miss it? Yes, green it is, without a doubt. Okay, it's Elvis's recording sessions is the sort of the subject of the quiz today. So they're loosely based around Elvis's recordings and recording sessions. And I hope you enjoy these 6 questions. And the very, very first question is, who sings backing vocals on the studio recording of Shake, Rattle and Roll? Now, what do you think of that? Anula says, hi all. Hi, Anula. Okay. Juan says, Scotty and Bill. Helen says, the Jordanaires. Anwai says, Jordanaires. Richie Boy 66 says, Blue Moon Boys. Okay. Well, we have a little bit of a tricky one here, and the reason being is because it is actually Elvis, Scotty, and Bill. They actually overdubbed their voices after that. Ruth says Imperials. Oh, no. Long before that. Here it goes again with Messenger and the birthday wishes, inferring with my chat with you guys. Anyone know how to stop Messenger from popping into this chat? Not too sure about that, Karen. Sorry about that. I'm going to give it to Juan, if that's okay. Because he did say Elvis, Scotty and Bill, I believe. Okay, so we're going to give that to Juan, if no one minds. Got something on my glasses. Okay, yeah, Juan, if that's okay with everybody. If people don't agree with that, they can always give me a wee message and we'll do something. But and I've actually I've started going through some of the Arkansas Dave says Juan only had Scotty and Bill. Did he? Okay. Well, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go Juan and I'm going to go Dylan. How about that? Because Dylan did say Scotty and Bill as well, I believe. Right. And Elvis. So a joint name for the first one. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was going through some of the old quiz jingles and I dug this one up. And this was always a popular one, actually.
Y'all listen to me. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, I know that voice you ain't.
Know that voice you ain't. So yeah, one of my favourites that is. So Juan and Dylan, you can have the first jingle this week. Now, this one, there'll be no ambiguity with this one. What song is rumoured to have been tried out at the July 2nd 56 Hound Dog session? Okay. What song is rumoured to have been tried out at the July 2nd 1956 Hound Dog session? Juan says Hound Dog. No, it wasn't only tried out, it was used. I Was the One was already recorded, Richie boy. Okay, believe it or not, it was rumoured that Only You, was it the Platters or something like that, was tried out. And Juan says, don't be cruel. Don't be cruel wasn't rumoured, it was used. And then Richie Boy 66 says, don't be cruel as well. So Dylan, believe it or not, put Only You. Yeah. And wouldn't we love to find that tape of Elvis trying out Only You? Now, maybe he didn't even record it. There doesn't seem to be any even a sort of, the recording session material and the files. There doesn't even seem to be a recording page for Only You. That being said, there doesn't seem to be any outtakes of Hound Dog, Don't Be Cruel, or Any Way You Want Me either. So what they did with the tapes, I have no idea. If they recorded over them, oh my goodness me. Right, so Dylan.
Y'all listen to me. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, I know that voice you ain't.
Know that voice you ain't. Okay, right. Who likes that jingle? I love it. I absolutely love that jingle. Now, next one. What is the first song recorded at the His Hand in Mine sessions? What do you think of that? DF Lee says, love that jingle. He's on a roll this week. He really is on a roll this week. Doreen Beanie says she loves it too. Thanks, Doreen. Very kind. I Believe in the Man in the Sky. Juan, I was listening to you on Facebook the other night singing I Believe in the Man in the Sky. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. And Dylan's World says that was a complete guess. Well, do you know what? It was the right guess because it is Milky White Way. And as most people know, that is one of my favourite songs of all time by Elvis is Milky White Way. So, Dylan, wow. You are really, really on top form tonight. So you get the...
Y'all listen to me. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, I know that voice you ain't.
And Dylan says, Juan does a spine-tingling version of Stand By Me. Does he now? I'll have to look that up. But yeah, I Believe in the Man in the Sky. Wow. Unbelievable. I would urge anybody to check out Juan on Facebook and listen to his performances. Not just of Elvis. I mean, he does obviously, a lot of Elvis, but he does other songs as well. I remember him doing a version of Love of My Life by Queen. And the coincidence was actually is that very same week I had used it as a song that I wished Elvis had got around to recording. I know it was probably recorded after Elvis passed away, but it was one of those songs which I wish Elvis had had the chance to record. Love of My Life. Right. So that's another one out the way, and this is a very, very easy one. This will be just speed more than anything else. And question number 4 is March 12th, 1961. Complete the song title. I Want You. He's just too fast, folks. He's just too fast. You're going to have to take I don't know whether he does it on the phone or whether he does it on a keyboard, but you're going to have to break either his phone or his keyboard. So, yeah, Chris says, so fast, that lad. He is. He's way too fast. Dylan, yes, I want you with me. Yes. Okay. And just as an aside, thinking about the prize, monthly prize, I was in touch with Tracy during the week, and she has picked the Blu-ray of Elvis on tour. So I will get around to ordering that for Tracy in the next day or two. And Richie, I know Richie's only joking. It's just because he's put a lot of laughs after it. But yeah. Okay, here we go. Question number 5. This subject suits Dylan. I've got to find a subject that doesn't suit him. What was Boots Randolph's real first name? There you are. Boots Randolph's real first name. Because obviously it wasn't Boots. That was just a nickname. Richie says John. Close. Charlie. Lewis. Yeah, Lewis. Shoes. Richie boy, I like it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Jim. Brogues, James. Yeah, so well done, John Rowley, because it was Homer. And there's a few Homers coming through now. Priscilla L. Hi, Priscilla. Good evening to you. Yeah, Homer Simpson. Okay, John Rowley. Now, that is actually quite strange, because I expected Dylan to know that off the bat. So it just goes to show, doesn't it? Sometimes a question will just catch you out. Yes, Homer Randolph. Okay. Now, this one is Elvis's first post-army recording session. The guitars were played by Elvis. Elvis played guitar on his first post-army recording session. Scotty Moore. And who was the third guitar player in the first post-army recording session? Yeah, it is a Follow That Dream picture. Yes, Vincenzo, you're quite correct. Yeah. A lot of people saying Hank Garland. And it looks like Dylan got in there again. Although Ruth is saying Chet Atkins. Anula says Wilkinson. No, that was... I don't think John came in until 69, did he? Although I seem to have a vague memory of John playing on one of the movie soundtracks. Or did I just dream that? I could have dreamt it. I don't know. Dylan says he only knows that because he was in the live band in 61. He was, yes, prior to his car accident. He had a very bad car accident in the early 1960s, which stopped him from playing, unfortunately, yeah. So, right, there you go. It's Dylan again. Well done, Dylan.
Y'all listen to me. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, I know that voice you ain't.
Know that voice you ain't. Right, well done to Dylan, well done to Juan, and well done to John. Yes, you're all in the running for the Elvis Fan of the Month prize, which will be heading its way to somebody next month, just like there is a prize heading towards Tracy in the next couple of days. Now, let me get rid of something on the screen which is annoying me. Right, now, the topic is this. Okay, 1966, 1967, as we know, Elvis did record, well, actually, he did it throughout his career, actually. Home recordings, he did them in the 1950s, he did them in the 60s, and he also did a few in the 70s. Now, we know that he did ones in 1966 and 67, and they were released on, home recordings and things like that, CDs and so forth. But there was one done at 10550 Rocker Place, Bel Air, California. They're not 100% sure whether it was 1966 or 1967. And it is unreleased, but we do have the song listing for it. So if we have the song listing for it, it obviously does exist. Where it is now is anybody's guess. In fact, I would like to hear from you if you know where it is, actually, if you've heard where this tape is. First of all, the first part says that only the track listing is known about this tape. It is not known who is on the tape with Elvis, but I do firmly believe it could well be Charlie Hodge and Red West. And this is fairly rudimentary. And I'll tell you the reason why it's rudimentary, if you excuse me for a second, is because It's Now or Never. Sorry about that, folks. It's Now or Never. Are You Lonesome Tonight? Do the Clam. Okay. And then here's one. I Almost Lost My Mind. Since I Met You, Baby. Puppy Love. Just a few lines of that. And then he tries Since I Met You Again, Baby. Or should I say, he tries again, Since I Met You, Baby. I Can't Believe That You're in Love with Me. And then Don't Forbid Me, incomplete as the tape runs out. Now, then there's another tape, and it does say Elvis with Red West, Charlie Hodge, and two others. Okay, could be somebody else. Two others of the Memphis Mafia. Again, unreleased. Again, 10550 Rocker Place, Bel Air. Love Letters in the Sand. 2 takes of Don't Forbid Me. He really loved that song, didn't he? Moody River, not Moody Blue. And finally, and this is a strange one, Reconsider Me. Now, I'll come back to Reconsider Me in a minute, and I'll tell you the reason why. Not Reconsider Baby, but Reconsider Me. Now, let's just go through some of these songs. I Can't Believe That You're in Love with Me is a 1926 popular song and jazz standard composed by Jimmy McHugh with lyrics by Clarence Gaskill. More than 20 recordings are made following its publication. There was Billie Holiday, Anita Day, Frankie Lane, who else? Tony Bennett, Mel Torme, Dean Martin, Bobby Darin, Frank Sinatra. Don't Forbid Me. We know that Elvis tried that at the $1 Million Quartet, and is also a popular song by Charles Singleton. Among Singleton's huge numbers of compositions was Trying to Get to You, of course, which had previously been recorded by Elvis at Sun. In 1957, Don't Forbid Me was a #1 hit for Pat Boone, and also peaked at number 10 on the most played R&B in Jukebox's chart. Then obviously the tape runs out. Love Letters in the Sand is a popular song first published in 1931. Pat Boone's version, he really liked doing Pat Boone, didn't he, on this tape, became a major hit in June and July of 1957, spending 5 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Top 100. Moody River is a song written by and originally performed by country rockabilly singer Chase Webster. Pat Boone, there's Pat again, recorded and released his own version in May 1961, where it reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart the following month. And here is where the mystery begins. Okay, well, let me keep you just another second. Actually, I Almost Lost My Mind is a popular song written by Ivory Joe Hunter and published in 1950. Hunter's recording of the song was a #1 hit on the US Billboard singles chart that year. Since I Met You, Baby is an American rhythm and blues song written and recorded by pianist Ivory Joe Hunter again. The song, which Hunter recorded in 1956, became an American standard and saw renewed popularity in 1969 with the country music artist Sonny James released his hit version. And Puppy Love, as we know, is a popular song written by Canadian-American singer Paul Anka. And 12 years later, after 1960, the song was revived by Donny Osmond. Now, here is where the mystery begins. Reconsider Me is a country soul ballad by Margaret Lewis and Myra Smith. Johnny Adams had a hit with 1969 version with his biggest hit, peaking at number 8 on the American R&B and number 28 on the pop charts. Now, if this tape was supposed to be 1966, 1967, how could Elvis know Reconsider Me if it wasn't written? I think it wasn't written until 1968, 69. I can't find any trace of Reconsider Me prior to 1968 or 1969. But it says that this song, this song is on this tape, recorded in 1966, 1967. Very, very strange. We've also got a rundown of the quarter-inch tape. There's chatter, Elvis and Charlie and Red talking. Then there's Love Letters in the Sand. Elvis sings it lovely, soft and slow. So obviously, whoever's left these notes has heard this tape. More chatter. Don't Forbid Me, a short take 1 and then take 2. More chatter, figuring out the chords on Moody River. Elvis, Charlie and Red talking. Then they do Moody River for 2 minutes 15. A great song. Elvis does bass lines in between the lyrics. Sounds awesome. Charlie and Red doing backup. More chatter. Elvis talks about the song Reconsider Me, and they work on chords. Then he does Reconsider Me. Elvis sings it perfectly, hitting, hitting high notes. Gets tickled, but keeps going. And then there's another 2 minutes and 12 seconds of chatter. Reconsider Me, by the way, lasts for 2 minutes 48. So that is a bit of a mystery when it comes to Reconsider Me. If this tape was recorded in 1966, 1967, but the song wasn't recorded until 1969, when Johnny Adams had a big hit with it. I might just actually try and get some of these up on YouTube and leave the links below this this video, especially Reconsider Me. So yeah, that is basically it as far as where is this tape. It's obviously been listened to quite a few times for somebody to actually list out what's on there and what happens and the chatter and saying that it's a great song and Elvis does a great version and all this and all that. So I wanted to just share that with you. Yeah, they are on YouTube, Steve. Yes, they are on YouTube. So all those ones that I've just mentioned to you, you can find them on YouTube. On YouTube. So that is... I Almost Lost My Mind, Since I Met You, Baby, Puppy Love. Yeah, well, everybody knows that one. I Can't Believe That You're in Love with Me. Don't Forbid Me, of course. Moody River, Reconsider Me. Okay, which is the real, I believe, the real mystery in this whole thing. Right, here we go.
Hidden Elvis. Clue number 2.
Yeah, Hidden Elvis, clue number 2. And if I can find it in my notes, because I've got copious notes here about the missing tape, the lost tape. And it is Doll. Okay? Hidden Elvis clue number 2 is Doll. Okay? Now, where are we? We have got to do a poll. And the poll, thankfully, I was struggling for a bit of a poll this week, but Dylan came up with one. Thanks, Dylan, for helping me out. And it... It's anybody saying where they think this tape might be? No, not yet. Anyway, it's a picture one, actually. It's a picture poll, and in 1972, Elvis modelled and fitted in the Hilton Hotel penthouse 4 new jumpsuits: a red one, a black one, a dark blue, and a light blue. And basically what it is I'm very, very simply asking you, which is your favorite out of the red, the black, the dark blue, and the light blue. So I'm going to launch that now, and hopefully that will come up. Which is your favorite? The black, the light blue, or the dark blue? Mrs. EAP is in there already. Love the dark blue. I'll just leave that up there for a minute. I will take it off the screen, and then I will put it back on at various times throughout the show, and to ask you to vote, just to remind you to vote. So the red, the black, the dark blue, and the light blue. And Edwidge says, hard choice. Yeah, it is a hard choice because it is Elvis. And we know that Elvis looked devastating in a lot of, almost all his jumpsuits. As you know, there were a few that I was a bit sort of on. But yeah, it is a hard one. And Jill said, hi, Jill. You don't make this easy, Steve. No, I never do, is right. But it keeps you on your toes. It does. So I've got to do this, haven't I?
It's time once again for Dylan's Elvis tale.
I've actually been looking forward to this one. Hi, Dylan.
So am I, because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is, but I don't know what it is, you see.
This is very true. I've kept you in the dark. I'm a naughty boy.
No, but it makes it nice sometimes because, I get a big kick out of it as well, when you tell me these things. I think you've already voted on the poll, have you? Was it the black one you voted for?
Yep.
Uh-huh. Any particular reason?
Yeah, just because it's got a kind of sentimental value for me.
Okay, all right.
Just because, I looked at it when I was very little, and I just liked it. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of what this tale is about.
Okay, well, let's launch into this tale then. There's the picture. Right. Off you go.
So, this picture is from September 4th, 1972, clothing show. And he's wearing the lucky suit, as everybody can see. And for people that might not know, this is my favourite photo of all time.
Okay.
And I'll tell you for why.
Now, all time, not just a jumpsuit photograph, but all time, is that right?
All time.
Right, okay.
And I'll tell you for why. When I was little, I used to go for fittings because I used to have jumpsuits when I was very, very little. And they were made by a gentleman by the name of Pete. Pete was based in Stockport, which for people outside of the US, that's just before Manchester, I think. Stockport.
Yes, it's like a suburb of Manchester. In fact, my mum was born in Stockport.
Oh.
There you are.
There you are. So yeah, Pete was based in Stockport, and his job was he would make jumpsuits for people.
Okay.
Myself included. And Pete in his little factory had all kinds of pictures of Elvis in various different jumpsuits for inspiration, so that he could see exactly what patterns to put and where to put the studs and things.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the pictures he had was this one. And I was about 4 years old at this time. And my eye, every time I went to his little factory, my eye just drew straight to that picture. And that's basically gotten me down this jumpsuit path. But there's a twist in the tale.
Okay.
About 15 years later, I discovered that the person who took that picture is on Facebook. And her name is Judy Palmer.
Yes.
Now, I had the great honour, as did you, had the great honour of speaking to her.
That's right. Judy Palmer Bendewald. Was Judy in the audience of the 68 special as well?
Yeah, and I believe she was there for one of the first 69 shows too.
Mm-hmm.
She was telling me. And so 15 years after seeing this picture, I got to talk to her, and I made a point of thanking her for taking this picture, because if it wasn't for this picture, I don't know if I'd be here talking to you and to everybody now. So, it's not my normal fact-filled tale. It's a bit of a sentimental, bit of a smushy one, but I just wanted to share it with everybody.
Well, that's a great one, actually. And I'll tell you something else as well. You know, childhood memories, happy childhood memories like that, they stay with you and they even shape you to a certain extent.
Oh, yeah.
And no more so than for you than, I mean, it has set you on this Elvis journey, hasn't it? That picture of that jumpsuit has set you on this huge.
And it set me on.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
to make all my Elvis friends. And
I'm sure it's a lifelong journey as well for you as well. I mean, you're not going to suddenly wake up one day and say, I don't like Elvis anymore.
No.
It just doesn't work like that.
No, I'm in this for the long haul.
Yeah. So, what do you think about this tape? You're obviously familiar with this missing tape from 66, 67, aren't you?
I'm familiar with it, but I'm not sure where it is.
No, I'm wondering where it is. I mean,
what I was thinking,
if EPE
was recorded at,
yeah,
I think it might be in their vaults, perhaps.
Well, you see, the thing is it was at Rocket Place, you see. So, and a lot of the Rocket Place tapes have been released, as we know. So why hasn't this one? I mean, if EPE have it, surely they would have released it by now.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it could go to MRS or FTD.
Yeah. Or
in a box set. I don't know.
As a member of Red's family got it. I don't know.
Maybe. That's a good.
But I mean, can you imagine hearing some of these? Like, you know, I mean, Moody River, Reconsider Me. Now that is the big mystery of this tape. How could he have recorded it in 66, 67 if it wasn't written till 68, 69? Unless it was written earlier and we weren't aware of it until 1969. I don't know. It's a real mystery, that one.
Yeah, well, that's the case with a lot of songs. You know, like you hear a version of a song, and you're like, I didn't realize that this was done in this year.
I mean, maybe this was offered to Elvis, and he was considering doing it and turned it down.
Well, you know, he's done that with a lot of songs, hasn't he? So.
I mean, this talk that happens before it says Elvis talks about the song Reconsider Me. They work on the chords, right? I'm wondering if that chatter is him saying, you know, I've been offered this song. Let's try and work this out, Red. Like, you know, I mean, and especially if it was 66, maybe he was going to record it at the June recording session when he recorded I'll Remember You and Indescribably Blue. You know, it's all very fascinating. Very fascinating.
It is very fascinating.
There you go. I like these fascinating stories about Elvis. I really do. And I like these Elvis tales that you give us every week as well.
Thank you.
Now,
there's a photograph and a piece of footage that I came across from Valentine's Day 1972.
Right.
Which I will talk about next week.
That's the tease, is it?
Yeah, because I meant to give you the pictures this past week and I just forgot. So I'll do it this week.
Not to worry. Okay, we look forward to that.
Okay.
All the best.
You too.
All the best now. Bye.
Join us again next week for another Dylan's Elvis tale.
Ba-da-da-dump. Yes, join us next week when there's another Dylan's Elvis tale. As you heard there, he gave us a little taster of it. Now we have Vincenzo. Maybe Vincenzo, you're going to tell me where this tape is, aren't you?
Maybe Charlie or Charlie's family has it too. Maybe Charlie was there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Or Red's family. I doubt very much whether EPE have it because I think they would have released it by now. I really do.
They would have released it already if they had it.
Yeah, and it definitely exists because nobody could make up a song list, and nobody could make up that the description of how Elvis sings all those songs. So it definitely exists.
I heard them on YouTube. Those tapes.
Yeah, I mean, we can find those songs on YouTube, but not Elvis singing them. Now, the thing is, right, I've just thought of this. Who could we go to and ask where we think this tape is? Could we approach EPE or anything like that? Would they know? Angie Marquez, would she know? That's a good point, isn't it?
I'm friends with, what's his name, on YouTube, on Facebook, but I don't know if he would know. Dave Hebler.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, probably Dave wouldn't know because Dave didn't really come on the scene until 1972, did he? But I don't know, it's worth a try. Alrighty. Cheers, Vincenzo. Yeah. All the best.
Nice talking to you.
Bye. Okay. And we have, hi. Mark. Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm all right, Steve. How are you? Okay.
Yeah, not too bad. What do you think of these tapes?
The lost tapes. Yeah, it'd be nice to hear some of them songs. We did get. Was it the home recordings released the back in the 90s, early 2000s on that CD with a lot of different stuff on from that era?
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering. I mean, is it truly lost? I mean, it existed. Who has it? Do you think? Could it be Reds?
Well, it could still be around, but it may not be. Some of that stuff may not be in good quality enough to release. You don't know, do you? Again, could be Red West fan.
Yeah, Red West family. Yeah.
Could have it. Yeah. It could be like thought about and lost, and no one knows where it is at all. You just don't know, do you? I think if EP got it, I would have thought we probably would have seen something by now. So
yeah, well, I think the home recordings and things like that, they could have then done a volume 2 and used that on it. It's unlikely that EPE have it. Like I say, Angie Marquez might be able to shed some light on it or something like that. But it'd
be nice to find it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be lovely. What about these jumpsuits? You're a man that's into jumpsuits.
Oh yeah, well I've got to pick the blue one because I've got the blue one.
Have you? Is it the light blue or the dark blue?
Yeah.
The light
blue, like the owl type, the one he wore in Elvis on tour.
Yeah.
I've got the pink one, like the owl. Yeah, I like it. I've got the white one as well, but the blue one I do like. So I think that stands out. They're all great, and all the suits look great on Elvis anyway, didn't they? So,
yeah, they did without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, even if the trousers and the shirt pieces was a.
The two pieces, yeah, great.
2 pieces, because I wear quite a lot of them as well now, because they're quite nice to wear, like the 2-piece stuff as well. So that's nice. Yeah,
very good.
I was, I was just browsing, just a little bit of. I was just browsing the internet stuff on YouTube, and there seems to be a lot of Dave Hebler interviews at the moment.
Right, I wonder why.
Yeah, and it just seems to be the one guy he was talking about his channel, and he was just saying how he wished now it's 50 years down the line he'd stop blaming Elvis and blaming this and blaming that. He was just talking. It was interesting. He was talking to some journalist guy, and this guy was speaking to him regarding quite a few questions, and he said he named Ricky Stanley. He said the Stanleys gave him drugs all the time.
Right.
He said that guy, and he said to him, when Elvis died, I don't know whether it was on the next day or the day after, Ricky Stanley said to him, so he says, Dave, God, I killed Elvis then, didn't I? Hence, he was talking about drugs, wasn't he? He was talking about
yeah.
And the guy said to him about Vernon, and he said, Vernon didn't do anything to help him at all. He was saying he was just such a weak man. He wouldn't have had anything if it weren't for Elvis. But he was just putting Vernon down a lot. He was putting Elvis down a lot. And he says, it's been 45 years and I still get stones thrown at me. And I'm thinking, you're nearly 90. You shouldn't. He's just talking about all this stuff that it shouldn't have happened, and the book shouldn't have happened anyway. But it's just strange that he was talking and blaming the Stanleys. And he was like, quite
right.
He's quite an abrupt guy, isn't he? He says what he feels, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I mean, Dave calls a spade a spade. Yeah, I mean, I know. I sometimes think that maybe all three of them regretted what happened, especially so close after they published the book. There were stories of Red going into his room and crying for a whole month. Nobody could get him out of the room he only came out to eat and drink, and then just went back in and was sobbing his heart out for a month or more, Yeah,
it's interesting. The one guy said to him, was you there in 74 when Elvis had that big rage and thing on the front, and the famous, I'll pull your tongue out by the roots and all that. Yeah. And he asked if Dave was there. He says, yeah, I was there on stage. And he said to Dave, what did you think to all that? He said, I just laughed.
Yeah, he just laughed.
He just laughed. He said, yeah. I said, I knew about it. He said,
yeah.
I knew about it. And he said, every single guy who was around knew that Elvis was only taking the drugs for a reason, because he was in pain.
Yeah, well, there was. Yeah, I mean, every drug Elvis was taking was prescribed. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And all right.
Going on about it. Yeah, everyone knew. He said everyone knew, but he just went on to his dad like then, and I thought it was quite bad that he was like really slagging Elvis's dad down, because I imagine Elvis's dad did do a lot of work behind the scenes, for Elvis, because he did all the invoices, didn't he? He did all the payment. He was behind the scene. He was doing a lot of work, and I think he was trying to say that he didn't do anything for him, and like he only had Elvis because he only had these things because of Elvis. So why didn't he help him more? But as the other guys said, when Elvis was quite strong anyway, and what Elvis wanted to do, he did, didn't he? But
well, I was always led to believe that whenever Vernon sort of poked his nose in too far, Elvis told him to keep his nose out. He knew what he was doing, So
I suppose. Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. But he was quite strongly on quite a few views. If you get to see it, or it's a quite interesting.
I'll look those out.
Yeah, and it says people don't have to believe me, but I'm saying what I'm saying. He was like, he was going on about it,
Yeah.
It's a bit sad, really, in a way. But I'm thinking, he's still talking about that England now at 90.
Yeah. Alrighty, okay.
Yeah.
Great call. Thanks, Mark. Bye. Okay, the line was a little bit ropey, but we kind of got the gist of what Mark was saying. I'm sure there's those interviews are on YouTube, and you can search them out if you wish. Now, let's go to this lady, and it is Priscilla. Hi, Priscilla. How are you?
Hey, Steve, my boy, how are you?
I thought you'd fallen asleep on us then.
No, I was trying to unmute the.
Or, with it being St. Patrick's Day weekend, you'd started early.
Well, no, I waited until you came on to start.
You mean you have to drink to listen to me? I don't blame you.
Well, it certainly makes it. I know, I'm joking.
Where will we start?
The jumpsuits.
Yeah.
All day long. I love all of them. I particularly like the black one. I like the blue ones, but Elvis in red.
Yeah, the red one is pretty good, isn't it? Let's get it up on the screen, shall we? Hang on a second. Yeah, we're asking everybody to vote on these. Which is your favourite? Red, black, dark blue, or light blue? There you go. There's a reminder for you.
Something about that boy in red.
And the pose as well. He's got the karate pose in that one. He's trying to fight you off.
Somebody told him I was coming. No, I'm joking. He's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I think red is an amazingly evocative colour. Now, there's nothing that I wouldn't love Elvis in, but I particularly like the red.
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, I haven't made it easy for you again, because 99% of the jumpsuit he would look fantastic in anyway. So, yeah.
I've gotten used to that, Steve. You make me make impossible decisions.
Well, there's no fun in doing an easy poll, is there?
No. Well, now I've missed a couple of weeks. I did catch up during the week on one of them. Just life got in the way. My dad was sick, so.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
For a bit, so I was running and racing.
Ah, sorry to hear that.
But I did catch up during the week. I know he's fine, thank God.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Back to his usual giving out self, so we're okay.
That's more like it. What was I say? Are you familiar with any of these songs on this missing tape?
Well, some of them, yes. See, the other thing is, I think if that tape was in the hands of EPE, it'd be out now.
Yeah.
I think if it was in the hands of any family members, be they Red or Charlie's, it'd be out now.
Yeah.
There's, the financial aspect of that would govern a whole lot of it. And let's face it, if I was Red's family member and he was on that recording, wouldn't that be an ideal way to immortalise him? Yeah,
that's a good point. Very, very good point.
Or Charlie's for that matter. Anyway, I'm sure if anybody in those areas had it, it'd be out now. we do know that a lot of those recordings were recorded over. Are they 100% sure all of that is there?
Well, I mean, at least one person must have heard it to give us a lowdown of what he sang and how he sang it.
Which basically he could have said whatever he wanted if no one's ever going to hear it.
True, yeah.
As long as you're confident when you say it, Steve.
Yeah, that's true. What do they say? The bigger the lie, the more people will believe it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Steve. There isn't anything I wouldn't love to hear.
Yeah.
We all spend the rest of our days, and we've spoken about this before in the past, particularly with the revival or the upsurge of Elvis family members, we'll call them, that they discover these things, and they're so excited to discover them, and some of that I miss those new nuggets that you just fill your day with joy. And so very little of that happens for those of us who might have been around a bit longer than the younger family members.
Yeah.
And I think that I would love to think that something like that could be available. And I've said it to you before, Steve, I think the opportunities for things to be found in people's attics are waning, considering the demographic that may have held on to those things.
Yeah. Graceland's attic has been gone through years ago, so they know everything that's in there now. They brought it all down. It's all been catalogued and everything like that.
Not even that, even fans, even home movies, did we ever hear what happened to the home movie with Elvis at Christmas and
that belonged to Mike Stone?
Yeah, that just disappeared and never heard again of.
Yeah, I mean, I have been talking to Mike about it, and he isn't in a position, and he isn't ready yet to talk to me about it. But he has promised that one day he might come on and talk to me about it. So I don't know what's happened to it. Yeah.
But again, we all love the opportunities to know that there might be new things out there or things we haven't already seen or been fortunate enough to know of. So yeah, I'd like to think that exists.
Yeah,
I really would, and I'd like to think the opportunity for us to experience it would exist in the near future.
Yes.
But
well, look at all the stuff that Baz has supposedly found. So that's. I mean, but we kind of knew that there was that there. Just what it was. We just, how much.
Point the finger out now, wouldn't he?
Aye. I'm getting a bit restless. Yeah. When he. Although he did say he's only about halfway through it. So listen, let him take his time and do a really, really good job on it. Just show it us all.
Could he not give us a sneak peek or something? Could he not just send out a trial version and see what we thought?
Yeah, I mean we've got that 60-second trailer, which is a real teaser, isn't it?
Look, I hope it is, and I'm sure he will be respectful and produce something that will be very commercial, but hopefully very much a tribute to Elvis, and again shine that positive light on him, his career, and his memory.
Yeah.
But sooner rather than later.
Be patient.
At this stage now, what I want him to tell me, even if he tells me it's going to be in 2 years, and obviously he's not going to be telling me myself, but if he tells us it's going to be in 2 years, I can cope with that. But it's this never ending, not knowing and no target in sight. I find
if you could give us a rough idea, will it be this Christmas? Will it be next Christmas? Will it be Elvis Week 2026? If you can just give us a rough date, at least we can start counting down.
Well, we'd have a target in sight, and there's something to aim for. Yeah. But I'm not giving out either.
No.
I'm frustrated, maybe.
Yeah. And excited as well. Excited. We're all excited about it.
I'm frustrated because I'm so excited.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Priscilla, I'm glad you've come back on. Sorry that your dad was sick, but I'm glad to hear he's fine again.
He's fine. He's like me. You can't kill a bad thing.
No, we wouldn't want to either. All righty.
There's a few that might, Steve. There's a few that might.
Not at all. Enjoy the long weekend anyway.
I most certainly will.
And happy St. Patrick's Day.
Guys.
Cheers. Bye.
You too, Steve. Bye.
Okay, yes. Happy St. Patrick's Day to our friend just the other side of Ireland to me. Now we're going to say hi to Tanya. Hi, Tanya.
Hello.
Well, thank you for waiting.
I like to be last because no one's behind me.
Unless somebody else joins the queue now, get on if you want to and join the queue and talk to me. But Tanya, what would you like to say?
I sent you a picture on Discord of me personally holding the black jumpsuit cape.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if you could show that.
All right. I can't show it now at this moment, but you know what I'll do? I will show it next week if that's okay. We'll go back to the jumpsuits when we start the show next week, and we'll show that picture. So everybody next week, tune in, and we'll show a picture of Tanya holding the black jumpsuit. So you've obviously voted for the black jumpsuit, have you?
Yeah, I have. I've had personal connections with the cape and the belt.
Oh, right.
So obviously the black one.
Yeah, obviously. Well, yeah, I mean,
both of them.
Yeah, well, of course, that would then get your vote, wouldn't it?
And I sent you a picture of his shoes as well.
Oh, right, right. That he wore at the time that he wore these jumpsuits. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because I can see there, and some of them he's wearing the white boots, and in others he's wearing the black boots. Yeah, the dark blue one he's wearing the black shoes by the looks of it. So yeah, I look forward to showing those to everybody next week. If everybody wants to tune in, and you'll see those, something to look forward to. It's like Dylan's Elvis tale. Well, this is Tanya's photos.
Yeah, Tanya's photo tale.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. So you voted for the black one. What do you think about this tape that's lost? Who do you think might have it?
Probably EPE or some other rich person.
Yeah, well, we you see, the belief is that if EPE had it, they would have released it long ago. Angie Marquez is the person really we need to speak to. She might have an idea of where it is, but then again, I don't know if there's anybody listening and watching that actually has contact with Angie and speaks to her on a regular basis on Facebook or whatever. I know she's on all the sort of social medias. Ask her about this missing tape that's got these songs on. I'll run through those songs again before the show's over just to remind you, but they are available on YouTube with the other artists singing them. So check them out and maybe envisage the job that Elvis would have done. Anything else you'd like to say, Tanya?
So you are looking for information on the songs or the tape?
Both, really. Where the tape is, if it's ever going to be released, or why it hasn't been released, or has it been lost for good now and nobody knows where it is. So as much information as we can get, really. Like I say, somebody heard it. Because there's a list of the songs, and then there's a list of also how he sang it and things like that. I mean, Priscilla says, they could have just made that up, but I'd like to think that they didn't make it up. She's more cynical than I am.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I think maybe EPE or some other family has it.
Yeah, maybe Red or maybe Charlie's. The thing is, you see, is Red's family couldn't release it and Charlie's family couldn't release it simply because it belongs to EPE. His voice belongs to EPE, you see. So any recordings he made belong to them automatically, as far as I know. Okay, thanks for ringing in, Tanya.
Yeah, I'll send you more photos.
Yeah, and I'll show them.
Okay.
All the best.
Okay.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. A lovely call. Yeah, I look forward to seeing those photos. Yeah. I've got a bit of a frog in my throat today. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I might be coming down with a slight cold. Oh, well, never mind.
It's time now for This Day in Elvis History.
It could be a lot worse than a slight cold. It could be. I could have lots of worse things than a slight cold, so I won't worry too much about it. Now, I'll just take the poll off for a second. We will come back to it because it's this day in Elvis history. And March 16th, 1955, we've got this, which is Elvis performed at the Ruffin Theatre, Covington in Tennessee. And it looks rather grand, doesn't it, that theatre? Yes. 1956, Elvis, Scotty, Bill, DJ flew to New York City from Atlanta, arriving at 4 p.m. 1957, Elvis received a telephone call from his parents whilst he was on the West Coast preparing to begin work on Jailhouse Rock. They announced that they had found the ideal home. It was, of course, Graceland. Good times ahead. They had it all ahead of them then. I'm sure in 1957, as phenomenal as 1956 was, when he took off like a rocket into the stratosphere, 1957 must have been some year as well, because only a few short years they were living in, they were living in Lauderdale Courts and 1414 Getlow and all that, and then all of a sudden there they are in this mansion. Okay, now at this day and age, it's quite modest. It's still important. It's still fabulous because of who once owned Graceland, but it is quite modest compared to houses today. But yeah, 1957. It must have been. They must have looked around. They must have walked around Graceland and thought, "Is this some sort of dream? Some sort of dream." 1961. We have the number one song in the US was "Surrender." Yes. 1962. We have in the UK. Can't Help Falling in Love, Rockahula Baby was the top 5, and in Canada, Good Luck Charm was number 3. There you are. There's Good Luck Charm, and there's Rockahula Baby, Twist Special. Now, we have One Broken Heart for Sale, hit number 11 in the US. And then we've got 1964. I like the way I've done this week. I've got 1964, I've got Roustabout. 1965, I've got Harem Scarum. 1966, Let Me Tell You Spin Out, or California Holiday, as it was known in the UK. And then we've got Clam Bake. He was working on all those on this day. 1964, 65, 66, and 67. And then, yes, it's this photo again. Live a Little, Love a Little with the wonderful Michelle Carey. And we've also got Change of Habit as well. There's one for the girls, Change of Habit. That's 1968 and 1969. Okay, 1971. We have Dr. Nick flew in from Memphis with Dr. Mayer, an ophthalmologist who treated Elvis at his hotel before admitting him to Nashville's Baptist Hospital, where a diagnosis of iritis or iritis and secondary glaucoma was confirmed. Elvis was visited by Barbara Lee and Tennessee's Governor Winfield Dunn. Obviously, unfortunately, glaucoma is quite a serious eye condition, which has to be carefully monitored. At the studio, Felton Jarvis resumed work, overdubbing background vocals in anticipation of Elvis's return, because he had to stop Elvis had to abandon the recording session because of the problems he was having with his eyes. 1974, Elvis plays Memphis for the first time since 1961 and does 4 shows in 2 days to meet the demand for tickets. So the Colonel added a 5th one, which was the perfect occasion for the live Homecoming album, and so the perfect way to avoid having to coax Elvis back into the studio. Elvis seemed both happy and mildly amused to be there and declared, "Hello, Memphis. It's good to be home." Instead of Elvis has left the building, these shows ended with Elvis has left for Graceland. Now, you indulge me here, because what I've done is, this is the 16th, 2:30. Okay. So this is at the Mid-South Coliseum. Great shots here. Okay. Then we have the 8:30 show on the 16th. Now, there's just one shot from that. Now, indulge me. I know that we're talking about the 16th, but I'm going to show you the 17th as well the next day. So 2:30. Indulge me. You can never get enough of Elvis on stage. Mid-South Coliseum, again, of course. Then we have the 8:30 show, Mid-South Coliseum, Memphis, Tennessee. Love it. You can see he's in full flight there, can't you? The hand is up. Then, of course, indulge me, because he returned on the 20th of March when they recorded the From Elvis live in Memphis. And there is the 20th. Another live album results from the excitement in Memphis. Elvis recorded live on stage in Memphis, recorded at one of the shows. Well, we know it was the 20th. Included is a live performance of How Great Thou Art that will go on to win Elvis the 3rd Grammy Award. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, 1975, the first of a 3-day rehearsal period beginning each day at noon at the showroom. Hilton Hotel, Las Vegas, Nevada. Like always, Elvis tried a lot of songs which were never performed on stage. Let's have a look. He did Trouble. He did do that, actually. Tomorrow Night. Wow. Wouldn't I have loved to have heard a live version of Tomorrow Night? Wear My Ring Around Your Neck. And I Love You So. Yes, he did that. Fairy Tale. I Can Help. Shake a Hand. Oh, Bringing It Back. Elvis, why didn't you do Bringing It Back live? Little Darling, yes, he did. Pieces of My Life, yes, he did that. You Can Have Her, well, we've got a sort of a old audience recording of You Can Have Her. Susie Q, and You're the Reason I'm Living. We've heard an audience recording of You're the Reason I'm Living. Susie Q, I don't think we have. So there you have it, 1975. Those were the rehearsals, and I wish he'd have done all those songs and more. Tomorrow Night. Can you imagine Tomorrow Night from 1975? Okay. 1977. Yes, a cutting from the Ohio newspaper on March 16th. Elvis Presley to appear in Centennial Hall in April. Elvis Presley, rock and roll star of the 1950s. Went on to become a superstar of the 70s. Well, yes. Will bring his Las Vegas concert to the University of Toledo Centennial Hall on Saturday, April 23rd for a 8 p.m. appearance. Mike Barber, Director of Facilities of the university, said that the date was arranged with Management 3 of Bellevue Wash, exclusive promoter of Elvis's after some 14 months of negotiations. We will seat some 9,800 for the show, which is a bit small as Elvis's appearances go, but apparently we fit into the current tour plans, he said. The university has adopted a policy of scheduling stars and superstars into the building, Mr. Barber said. There have already been successful appearances by Al Hurt, Bob Hope, Engelbert Humperdinck, and Gordon Lightfoot. There you are. That was on this day in 1977, and that was this day in Elvis history. I hope you enjoyed that, especially the Memphis pictures. Now, this one.
Hidden Elvis, clue number 3.
Okay, and it is, to go with clue number 1 and number 2, it's June 17th. Hi, Steve. I'm surprised you are not wearing green. There's a reason why I'm not wearing green, actually, in this. And the reason being is because I would disappear if I wore green. There's a technical reason why I can't wear green on the show. So there you are. Right. A song I wish Elvis had recorded. Will we just do a reminder of the poll? I can scoot back down and I can do the poll in case you haven't voted on it yet. Elvis is seen here in the Hilton Hotel, his suite, and it's basically he was trying out these 4 jumpsuits, and as you can see, it's the red one, the black one, the dark blue, and the light blue. And I'm just simply asking you, which one is your preference out of those 4? The red, the black, the dark blue, or the light blue? So we'll keep that running for another few minutes. And what we'll do is we will go for a song I wish Elvis had recorded, suggested by Beanie. Hi, Doreen. You suggested this via Discord. Thanks very much. And you can do the same, people, if you want to. You can do it on Discord, or you can send it in to me on email or my social medias. She's a Lady is a song. Here we go. Let's get it up, will we? She's a Lady is a song written by Paul Anka and released on his album Paul Anka 70s. The most successful recording was performed by Tom Jones, and released at the beginning of 1971. It is Jones's highest charting single in the US and his 5th and final Billboard Top 10 hit. She's a Lady hit number 1 in Cashbox magazine for a week, and spent 1 week at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, behind Me and Bobby McGee by Janis Joplin. The song was also a number 4 hit in the US Billboard Easy Listening chart. Billboard ranked it as number 25 song of 1971. And Beanie told me, I can hear the women screaming as he sings, and she knows just what to do and how to please me. Yeah, you can imagine Elvis singing that, can't you? I think he would have done it very well. Okay, so that's the song I wish Elvis had recorded, sent in by Beanie, and you can do the same. And I'll leave a link below, obviously, if you're not familiar with Tom's She's a Lady. You let me know what you think now.
It's time now for Caption the Photo.
Great fun was had by all this week. This is a bit of a strange one I found. People sent in their captions on the post tab on YouTube, and I'll post another one probably Tuesday of next week. And people said they'll call this movie Double Bubble. If you're looking for bubbles, you came to the right place. There was a lot of obviously bubbles and troubles in this because it obviously makes sense. If you're looking for trouble, just try and pop this bubble. Don't burst my bubble. Oh, I like this one. It ain't no big thing, but it's growing. But the winner, as voted for by you, is Gary Selick. Well done, Gary. And it was If You're Looking for Bubble. Okay, now obviously there was a lot on those sort of lines, but Gary seemed to get the most votes. So Gary Selick is this week's winner of Caption the Photo. And congratulations to you, Gary. And there will be, as I say, another photo for you to caption next week. Let's close the poll. And okay. Let me have a look. And it is, believe it or not, I'll get rid of the caption and I will go down to the poll, and I will tell you that dark blue got 31, that's bottom left. Light blue, bottom right, 26. Black, which was Dylan's, I think, 24%. And the red, believe it or not, only got 17%. That's strange. I thought the red would have got more than that. So the dark blue is the winner, 31%. And thanks to everybody that voted on that. A lot of fun, those polls. I enjoy doing them and thinking them and setting them up. Although that one this week was provided by Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. Very, very kind of you. You can send in one as well if you want. In fact, I've got one coming up, I think, soon. Somebody asked me about Elvis sunglasses. So that'll be one. That'll be a good one for you to vote on, won't it? Elvis's sunglasses. Now, we have underrated Elvis song. Oh, it's by this man again, Dylan. Dylan, I've chosen yours this week. It was Fool. And it's off this album, of course, known as the Fool album. Is a 1973 song by Elvis. It was adapted by songwriter Carl Sigman from a compilation by James Last titled No Words. It was released as a single with the flip side track Steamroller Blues, and then on the 1973 album Elvis as its opening track. On Billboard Hot 100, the single charted as Steamroller Blues Fool, peaking at number 17 on the week of June 2nd, 1973. Fool also charted on the Billboard Easy Listening chart, spending more than 16 weeks in total and peaking at number 12, believe it or not, the same week of June 2nd, I beg your pardon. In the UK, the single Fool spent 10 weeks on the UK singles chart, peaking at number 15 on the week of August 11th, 1973. Okay, so let's have a look at the recording, shall we? RCA Studio C, Hollywood, 1972. Yeah, around about the time they were working on the Elvis on Tour album. Take one was complete, but unfortunately there was a little bit of a risque line near the end by Elvis, so that couldn't be released. Take two, believe it or not, is the master. He only did 2 takes. Brass and string overdubs on May the 8th. By the way, this was recorded on March 28th. On May the 8th, and the master was faded. The strings were actually removed. Now, whether Elvis asked for the string overdub to be removed, but they were removed from the master. However, some strings can still be heard on the released master of Fool if you listen carefully. So the job wasn't completely done. And that's this week's Underrated Elvis song. You can send in your suggestion for Underrated, and let's just put that up a little bit. Now, you can send in your ideas, underrated songs, Photoshop, smoking hot photos, songs you wish Elvis had sung live, funny captions, all that. You can send them in to me. And if I could just for a moment ask you, if you're new to this channel and you haven't as yet subscribed, click the red subscribe button and click the bell and turn it black for notifications. And obviously turn your notifications on in the app on your phone. So that's that out the way. Now, also, don't forget we do a Discord channel, and one of the threads is this, which is the Elvis picture of the day. Can you see your picture there? Anybody that sent their pictures in? There's the Elvis picture of the day, and there's an Elvis chat, and there's a I wish Elvis had recorded thread, and an underrated Elvis, and a YouTube thread, and there's all those things for you to have a look at. And as I say, the invite is below for you if you want to join our Discord channel. So I just want to remind you of that as well. Now, we need to do the final
Hidden Elvis, 4th and final clue.
Right. The 4th and final clue, and this is definitely going to give it away, is satin. Okay, so can anybody tell me from those 4 clues, which is love, doll, June 17th, and satin, what the hidden Elvis is? Yes, a lot of Jill, Paul, Ruth, Mrs. EAP, Margaret, Vincenzo, Teresa, Ruth, Helen, Chris, Juan. Well done, everybody. Yes, I mean, I'm sure you know this, but the first clue, love. Well, love is Gladys's middle name, and how appropriate. A woman just full to the brim with love in her heart. Doll. Would anyone like to tell me where the connection of doll is? D-O-L-L. This'll be good. Now this'll really impress me. See if you can impress me. Oh, Anula straight away. Yes. Susan says Gladys Lovesmith. Yes. Anula, you're quite correct. Yes. Doll Smith. Yes. Gladys's mum. Yeah. Perfect. I'm so impressed with everybody's knowledge on here. You just do Elvis proud. You really do. Yes. Doll was Elvis's mother's name. June the 17th was, yes, the day that Elvis and Elvis's mother and Vernon Presley got married June 17th, 1933. I think it was 1933, I believe. And finally, Satnin was the nickname or their pet names that they call each other, Satnin. So that was Hidden Elvis, Gladys Presley. There will be another Hidden Elvis next week. I'll try and think of a more cleverer one than that, because a lot of people got that. Well done. Although I don't like to make them too tricky, because it's only just for fun, isn't it? I can get rid of that. That was the underrated song. We've got the Swooner coming up. And oh, yes, I've got to show that. Yes. That's the Hidden Elvis this week. Beautiful Gladys and Elvis. Elvis looked so pleased there to have his mother with him. I think that's taken when he meets them off the train. They come out to California when he's working on Loving You. And he's so pleased to see his mother and father. He really is. Now, this.
Oh, he's so hot.
And I was thinking how we could sort of introduce this smoking hot photo. And thanks, Ines. That's very nice. Good show as always, Steve. Thank you very, very much. And imagine you are at an Elvis concert. You've just screamed out, Elvis! And he stops the show and he looks at you like this. Yeah. Yes. I can just imagine. Because sometimes when it's quiet, he might have been talking, maybe introducing a song, and then somebody shouts out loud, Elvis! And he kind of stops and looks. Imagine if he was looking at you like that. What do you think? Edwidge says funny. He's also smoking as well. Susan says kissable. Ooh. Dolores says melting. Teresa OMG. I need a fireman, says Jill. OMG. That chest again. Yes, the chest. Wow. Yeah. Zebra suit. Yeah. Phoenix. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anula says sexy. Okay. If you do appreciate the show and you do want to show your appreciation, you can actually, if you wish, for St. Patrick's Day, you can buy me a coffee. You can use the link below, or you can scan the QR code, or you can send a super thanks by using the super thanks below this video, or you can send a donation via PayPal if you wish, if you do appreciate this show. But best of all is showing your appreciation by keeping viewing my videos, either watching me live or watching me on catch up, is the best way. It really is. So there's there is the smoking hot for this week, and I've got a long weekend this week because of St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. If you are in the US and you're in danger of those tornadoes, please take care. Our hearts do go out to you.
All right, let's wrap it up and get out of here.
That's it for another week. We'll all convene back here next week. Thank you very, very much for everybody that watched. And if you're watching on playback, I appreciate that as well. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope we had Elvis fun, because that's what it's all about. Elvis fun. And all I've got to say, apart from happy St. Patrick's Day, is over to you, Al.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.